Welcome back to another reading video, scholars. I hope you are all caught up with all your work from yesterday so that you can tackle on today's work. All right, so today we're going to continue reading Wangari's Tree of Peace. And remember, we are reading it so we can pay close attention to details about the character in the story so we can better understand the character's mood, personality, and feelings. All right, so let's start with today's lesson. Readers name the feelings characters have at different points in a book. As we read, we can describe how characters look and what this says about the characters. We can also talk about how the characters feel at the beginning of the book and how that changes as we read the middle and the end of the book. Let's keep thinking about that as we reread Wangari's Tree of Peace today, all right? Let me set up our book and we'll get started. All right, scholars, I have our book set up and we're going to continue reading from page 6. Let's get started. Wangari sees women bent from howling firewood miles and miles from home. She sees barren land where no crops grow. And where are the birds? Let's look at the illustration on this page. Why were the women howling firewood miles and miles from home? Remember, in the beginning of the story, there were trees everywhere, right? So now the women were howling firewoods miles and miles from home because all of the trees near Mount Kenya had been cut down. So they couldn't just find firewoods in their forest anymore since there was no forest. All right. Earlier in the story, the author told us that Wangari watched the birds in the forest where she and her mother went to gather firewood for working, right? On page 6, what question does Wangari ask? Remember, I'm going to give you a clue. What is at the end of a question? That's my clue. So what is the question that she asked on this page? You see, the question she asked was, and where are the birds? That is the question. And we know because there is a question mark at the end of that sentence, right? Let's read our next page. Thousands of trees have been cut down to make room for buildings, but no one planted new trees to take their place. Will all of Kenya become a desert? She wonders as her tears fall. How is Wangari feeling? Yes, she is feeling sad. How does the illustration help us understand how she's feeling? Let's look at the illustration, the picture right here. Look at her face. She has a tear in one of her eyes, right? And if we look closer, we see that she is not smiling and she does not look happy, right? So that's how the illustration help us understand that she is feeling sad. All right. Let's read. Let's keep reading the story. So, on page 7, on this page right here, how does the author help us understand how she is feeling? You see in the story, the author let us know that thousands, that's a really big number. Imagine having 1,000 lollipop. You wouldn't be able to eat all that in a day, right? So the author let us know that thousands of trees have been cut down to make room for buildings, right? So what does Wangari say that makes you think she is feeling that way? Look at the question she's wondering to herself, right? And she asks herself this question. So she's wondering if all of Kenya will become a desert, right? As her tears fall, right? So that's what she says that make us know that she is feeling sad, right? Let's read the next page. Wangari thinks about the barren land. I can begin to replace some of the lost trees here in my own backyard, one tree at a time. She starts by planting 9 seedlings. What did Wangari decide to do to solve the problem in this true story? Yes, so you see, Wangari decided to replace some of the lost trees by planting 9 seedlings in her own backyard. So seedlings are little trees, so they are so that's how a tree starts. It starts as a that from you learned that from core knowledge in school before we went for distance learning, right? So it starts out as a seed, but the seedling is the little plant that comes out of the seed before it grows into a big tall tree. So she plants 9 of those, right? Instead of being like all sad and cry all the time about how the trees are gone and they're still cutting more, she decided to take the matter into her own hand and restart growing the forest in her own backyard. She didn't have a big goal where she's going to plant all over Kenya yet, right? She just decided, you know what? I'm gonna do my part and I'm going to start with those 9 little seedlings in my backyard and hopefully regrow the forest. All right, let's read the next page. Watching the seedlings take root gives Wangari the idea to plant more, to start a farm for baby trees, a nursery. In an open space, she plants row after row of the tiny trees. On page 9, on this page right here, what does the word nursery mean? In this sense of the story, a nursery means different things, right? But in the story right here, it is a farm for baby trees. Usually, if you have a nursery at home, it's where your little brother or little sister or maybe little cousin sleeps, right? That's the nursery, where that's the baby's room. So in this book, the nursery is a baby tree farm. So you could call it the baby tree's room, right? So how does the illustration on this page let us know that things are changing in this true story? Look at the illustration right here. How does it let us know that things are changing? You see in the illustration, we see row after row of tiny trees in the place of the lost trees, right? That is what let us know that things are changing. We went from, oh, no trees, oh my goodness, they cut all of them down, to now having those tiny rows of those tiny baby trees, right? So we are going to stop right here with our story. And I'm going to set up so I can let you know what your mission for today is, all right? All right, scholars, are you ready for your mission for today? Yeah? All right, here's your mission for today. While you read on RazKids today, I want you to pay close attention to your characters and see what you learn and learn something new about your characters in your book, all right? And when you are all done, I want you to share that with whoever is at home. What do you learn about the characters in your book? What did you learn? Did you learn maybe they were happy, they were sad? Did they care about something? You can learn so many different things. So I want you to share one thing that you learned about your character. Okay? That's your mission for today. So are you ready? Yeah? Get ready. Get set. Go.